Today on the channel, we flip through the pages of Toyfare magazine for the 1 of 3,000 Toyfare exclusive Hulk Hogan and The Undertaker.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Jack's Class Superstars unboxing and review. And today we've got two Toyfare magazine exclusives from back in the day, as we got the Hulk Hogan and The Undertaker. But for all your modern day wrestling figure needs, make sure you're hitting up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. And of course, Toyfare magazine. There was, of course, Toyfare the show. Of course, that was in New York back in the day. I think still actually is. But Toyfare magazine was a magazine you could pick up every month. I think you could subscribe to it if you wanted to. I think I picked mine up at the Borders and the B. Dalton Booksellers. And what else was it? Barnes & Noble, of course. At the time, that's where I would find these. And every month we'd look through it. My dad and I, we'd go through all the action figures, see what was up. And very cool times, of course, back in the collecting game. There is a new magazine that is kind of like that. It might even be called Toyfare. But magazines, of course, are kind of on their way out, unfortunately. But nothing like back in the day, getting a fresh new magazine, reading it cover to cover, and then having that long wait till the next month issue. Moment in time that's kind of fading away, I guess we'd say. But of course, we're going to do this unboxing and review like we do all the other ones here on the channel. Kind of. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're not going to unbox these, as I already have loose copies we'll take a look at here. But let's start it off in order. Let's start it off with the Hulkster here. And we get the old tuxedo Hulk Hogan. How about that? A very cool deep-cut Hulk Hogan figure, and one I am just waiting. I have to think one of these San Diego Comic-Cons or one of these Mattel exclusives, maybe a Ringside exclusive, we will get Hulk Hogan like this in the Mattel line one day. Would love to see a matching Superstar Billy Graham or a Macho Man Randy Savage that was very similar as well. I think they could do that and get away with that as some exclusives. And I think people would buy those one of these days. But we did get an exclusive way back in the day. 1 of 3,000 on this Hulkster in his tuxedo. As usual with these, always got the stamp on the leg. We'll talk about it. But you got the sticker down here. 1 of 3,000 looking good. Nice classic Superstars packaging. We're used to that by now. On the side, they always gave us the tale of two, because there was also a 1 of 100 we'll talk about here in a second. Hulk Hogan on the side right there. And then on the back, the cross-sell shows the 1 of 3,000 and the 1 of 100. That is the big Hulk Hogan figure of the 1 of 100 with real fur chest hair. Oh, how about that? Get me that in this day and age. UPC's warnings down there. You got 2 glamour shots, the tail of the tape, all that fun stuff. But of course, that Hogan 1 of 100, I do not have in my collection. Hopefully one day, it's one of the few 1 of 100s I am missing. I just don't like spending that much on a figure, and unless a good deal comes up or something happens, I don't know if I'll ever have that in my collection. But you never know. Maybe one of these days we'll see what happens. But looking good. Let's see on the back, see what it says about Hulk Hogan. Debuted 1978, 275 pounds, 6'7", finishing move, the big boot and the leg drop. Titles: WWE Champion, WCW Champion, WWE Tag Team Champion, WWE Royal Rumble winner, Hall of Fame inductee. Favorite quote: "What you gonna do, brother, when Hulkamania runs wild on you?" And this was a Wizard Entertainment Group Toyfare exclusive, like I did say. Man, oh man, give me that 1 of 100 one of these days. But going to put him off to the side like so. And I do have the Hulkster right here looking good. So got a lot of reuse here in the Hulkster head. We'd seen that before. This is, I believe, the same as like the NWO Hollywood Hogan as well head. Very interesting. He's got the one big eye and the one kind of smaller eye. Always looks a little bit strange, and that was he does have a little of that going on, but not to this dramatic degree, I've always felt. But I do like the looks of this figure. It just is different. It is goofy, and it's a perfect exclusive was what this is. Big old cowboy boots on him, black pants, got the nice undershirt, and then got the very crazy Hulk Hogan kind of vest with tails going on. Just a very, very funny looking outfit right here. It does got a little Velcro on it to keep it together. You got the black bow tie on him. He's got black gloves on, because why wouldn't you wear black gloves with this outfit? No bandana, surprisingly, on the Hulkster on this. You had to class it up. And we do get the 1 of 3,000 limited edition sticker down here. Not a huge fan of that, as we've talked about on the channel. It just always takes away from the figure. I don't think there is a need for that. I mean, it's not like there's a regular version to point the difference between. So always very, very strange. Of course, course, typical Jax articulation going to be for both these figures. Arms go around, bend at the elbow, single jointed, hands back and forth, side to side, waist articulation, head back and forth, tons of head movement on this Hulkster head. Legs go up a little bit, bend at the knee, ankles back and forth, and that's pretty much all you're going to get as far as articulation there. But still a good-looking figure and definitely a deep-cut figure. And one, like I said, I would love to see Mattel run this one back as an exclusive, a ringside exclusive, whatever they have to do. I think it would be really cool. I would love to see that whole crew in like a box set. Give us that Slammy episode. Give me Vince McMahon dancing. Give me all that kind of stuff. Give me the trumpets and the guitars. You name it. It just writes itself. But a very cool moment in time. Deep cut one. Forgot to mention red belt. Of course, that belt is removable if need be. So there you go. Now we're going to turn our attention over to the Undertaker. And a lot of people like this Undertaker. And it's a little bit of a forgotten Undertaker, but a very, very cool version of the Undertaker. Now, there was a 1 of 100 of this Undertaker as well. That was a glow-in-the-dark version, which I do have in my collection, as you guys have seen. But this one's got a little specialness to it. I believe this is the only Jax figure with a faux fur beard. It has a real feel beard on it. So very crazy. It's like a flocked beard is what it is. Like something out of Panther back in the day with Masters of the Universe. So definitely something totally different. And one of those things that you really don't notice looking at it. And I'd forgotten all about it until many years later. So a really cool Easter egg there with this Undertaker figure. But it is definitely classic Undertaker. I think when most people think of the Undertaker, this is kind of the era of Undertaker they think of. Looking really, really nice in here. Of course, this, I guess, represents his win over Hulk Hogan at Tuesday in Texas. One of the biggest scams of all time. I remember getting that Survivor Series pay-per-view, looking for all the blow-offs, and then they came back 2 days later with another pay-per-view. My dad wasn't biting. He wasn't letting me get a pay-per-view 2 nights later. He said, we're not doing that. And I was so mad at the WWE at the time. I felt like I was cheated. I was cheated. That's what I was. But he did beat the Hulkster, of course, back in the day. But there it is, the Taker on the side looking good. Undertaker, and then the back, you got the solo frame Taker, the tail of the tape, the glamour shot. It's all there. Let's see what it says about the Undertaker on the back of the package. Weight 305 pounds, 6 foot 10 and a half. Oh yeah, 10 and a half. Finishing move, the Tombstone, Chokeslam, and the Last Ride. Titles, World Heavyweight Champion, WWE Champion, World Tag Team Champion, WCW Tag Team Champion, and Hardcore Champion. He's running the gauntlet of title belts, of course. We do get accessories with him, and for whatever reason, I had that stretcher, and I have no idea where I placed it. I must have been talking on the phone, placed it somewhere, now I can't remember, but he does come with a stretcher. He also comes with an urn. Got to have the urn, the fabled urn with the Undertaker, so do you get that? We've seen that before. We do get the Winged Eagle title belt. We've seen that numerous times as well. No issues with this winged title belt outside of it's not painted. The painted version looks so much better, but this one, even without paint, looks a little bit more classic than all the other Jax basic title belts, in my opinion here, but it does look really good for what it is. Of course, you got to get the black hat for the Undertaker. You can't have the Undertaker without his patented hat. So we do have that. And then we get the old Undertaker figure right here, and he's got the long trench coat, nice soft goods, kind of faux leather feel to it. Looking really, really nice. Really do, and I feel that sets this figure apart. Just very, very nice looking Taker here. And then you got, of course, the black and the gray. You got the famed tie for the Undertaker. And like I talked about, the faux fur beard. Faux fur beard, easy for me to say, but it feels so weird touching that beard. It's got real hair on it. It's just crazy, crazy. But all day long, you know it is the Undertaker. Looks just like the Undertaker. And as we do know, articulation going to be the exact same as the Hulk Hogan figure here. But it definitely stands taller than Hulk Hogan, as you can see. And that makes sense. A lot of people complain about the scale of Jax figures. Well, there's Hulk Hogan, 6'7", 6'8", 6'10", Undertaker. I'd say that scales up pretty good if you ask me. But it's such a cool deluxe figure with the extra hair, or with the hair on the beard, not extra, just hair on the beard. A lot of accessories with this set, including the stretcher. Just a very, very cool version of the Undertaker, and a 1 of 3,000 exclusive, and one that you don't hear a whole lot about, and one that's really held its value over the years as well. So a very, very cool figure. Between the two, I'm going to give the Duke to Taker. Just very cool, and I think the beard really wins it on this one. I want more real hair in my action figures. I just like it. I think it's funny, and I would love to see Mattel just do it very tongue-in-cheek just one time. Do it in the Ruthless Aggression line. Do it somewhere. I think it would just be really funny, but I don't know if it's ever going to happen, but we'll see. But what are your guys' thoughts on these two 1 of 3,000 exclusives? Did you have either of them? Did you know they existed? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. You might as well like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the old notification bell, and also don't forget about the Patreon where you get early access to videos like this, bonus content, exclusive content, and best of all, you do support the channel and all of its content. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget about social media. SirPaul64 on Twitter. Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for The Undertaker and Hulk Hogan, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.